Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the 5-Minute English Podcast. I'm Jessica. In today's episode, we'll focus on something that matters to all of us: personal growth and self improvement. This B2 listening practice compilation includes a series of short, inspiring conversations and stories about developing confidence, building good habits, staying motivated, and learning from life experiences. It's designed to help you understand natural English, learn useful expressions, and speak confidently about meaningful topics. So, find a quiet place, grab your headphones, and let's get started with today's English listening practice. 1. What do you think about teamwork? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited about today's topic because teamwork is something I experience almost every day, both at work and in other activities.
Great. So, do you like working in a team, Lisa?
Yes, I do. I enjoy teamwork because it gives me a chance to share ideas and learn from other people. I also feel more motivated when I work with others, especially when everyone is committed and communicates well.
I agree. I think teamwork can be very helpful because everyone brings different strengths. For example, I'm good at organizing tasks and making plans, but other people in the team may be better at writing, designing, or solving technical problems. When we combine our skills, the result is usually much better than if we worked alone.
Exactly. That's one of the main advantages of collaboration. And sometimes, working in a team helps you see a problem from different points of view. One idea can lead to another idea, and in the end, you get a solution that is much more creative and effective.
True, but teamwork is not always easy, right? Sometimes I've experienced situations where people don't communicate clearly or don't listen to each other, and it can be frustrating.
Yes, that happens to me too. Miscommunication is probably the biggest challenge in a team. I remember one project at work where we all had different ideas, and no one wanted to compromise. It took a lot of time to finish the project, and the process was stressful.
That's a good point. I think a successful team needs good communication, patience, and respect. Everyone should feel that their opinion matters. Otherwise, the teamwork doesn't work.
Absolutely. Another thing I like about teamwork is that it teaches you important skills like problem solving and negotiation. For example, when two team members disagree, you have to discuss and find a solution that works for everyone. That's a skill that is useful not just at work, but in life too.
Yes, definitely. But some people say they prefer to work alone. What do you think?
I think it depends on the task and the person. Some people are more independent and work faster alone. Also, some tasks require focus and concentration, so teamwork might slow things down. But I believe even independent workers need teamwork sometimes. Because in real life, most projects involve more than one person.
That's true. I think teamwork also helps build trust in relationships. When you work well with someone, you understand their strengths and weaknesses, and that creates a better connection for future projects.
Yes, and it also makes work more enjoyable. For example, I really like being part of a team when we celebrate small successes together. It feels good to share achievements and motivate each other.
Exactly. And for students or young learners, teamwork is especially important. It helps you learn how to listen, share ideas, and respect different opinions, which are all essential skills for the future.
I couldn't agree more. So, to our listeners, do you like working in a team? Why or why not? Think about your experiences at school, at work, or even during sports activities.
Yes, and try to answer in English using phrases like, I enjoy teamwork because, or I prefer working alone because it's a great way to practice both speaking and thinking in English.
And remember, the most important thing is to find a style that works for you. Some people love teamwork, some people like working independently, and that's okay.
2. What makes a good friend? Have you ever asked yourself, what really makes a good friend? Is it someone you can laugh with? Or someone who listens when you're down? Maybe it's both. Friendships shape our lives in ways we don't always notice. They influence our happiness, our confidence, and even the choices we make. And today we're talking about something timeless: friendship. More specifically, we'll explore the question, what makes a good friend? To help me with this conversation, I've invited my friend Peter to join. Hi, Peter. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm glad we're talking about this because I think friendship is one of the most meaningful parts of life. And it's also something we sometimes take for granted.
That's so true. So let's dive in. When you think about your own friendships, what qualities stand out to you as essential?
The first one that comes to mind is loyalty. A good friend is someone who doesn't disappear when things get difficult. For example, I had a tough time a few years ago, and some people slowly drifted away. But my closest friends stayed, even when I wasn't at my best. That loyalty showed me who my real friends were.
That's powerful. I think we often only discover who our true friends are in those tough moments. For me, another essential quality is trustworthiness. If I can't trust someone with my thoughts, feelings, or even my secrets, then the friendship can only go so far. Trust makes me feel safe to be myself.
Exactly. And I'd add honesty to that. A real friend isn't afraid to tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. For instance, one of my closest friends once told me I was being selfish in how I handled a situation. I didn't like hearing it at the time, but looking back, I know he said it because he cared.
I love that example. It shows how honesty and care go hand in hand. A good friend doesn't criticize to hurt you, but to help you grow. For me, another quality is empathy. Being able to understand how the other person feels, even if you don't fully agree with them. Sometimes you don't need solutions. You just need someone to say, I understand, and I'm here for you.
Yes, empathy makes such a difference. I think it's what turns a simple friendship into something deeper. And of course, we can't forget about having a sense of humor. Life can be heavy, but friends who can make you laugh are priceless. Some of my longest friendships have lasted because we can laugh at the same silly things no matter how old we get.
Absolutely. Laughter creates memories and lightens the serious parts of life. I'd also add that a good friend should be reliable. It's not just about being fun. It's about knowing you can count on them. For example, if I make plans with a friend and they always cancel, it makes me feel like the friendship isn't a priority.
That's a good point. Reliability shows respect for your time and feelings. A good friend doesn't need to be perfect, but you know they'll show up when it really matters.
Exactly. So, if we put this together, we could say a good friend is loyal, trustworthy, honest, empathetic, fun to be with, and reliable. Not everyone will have all of these qualities all the time, but the best friends show them when it counts.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's why real friendships are rare but so valuable. They take time, effort, and mutual care, but the reward is worth it.
Yes, real friends are like treasures. You don't need hundreds of them, just a few true ones can change your life. 3. Have you ever shared kindness with a stranger? I'm Jessica, and today we're exploring a theme that every culture values, but sometimes we forget in the middle of our busy lives: kindness. Kindness to me is not just about being nice. It's about noticing when someone is struggling and deciding to take action, even if it's inconvenient for us. Let me share a personal experience that really shaped the way I think about it. A couple of years ago, I was rushing home after work on a rainy evening. My train had been delayed, I was hungry, and all I wanted was to sit down and rest. As I walked through the station, I noticed an elderly woman standing near the stairs with two very heavy shopping bags. She looked around nervously, almost as if she was hoping someone would come to her rescue. Now, I'll be honest, my first reaction was hesitation. I thought, I'm exhausted. I just want to get home. Maybe someone else will step in. But then another thought crossed my mind. What if this was my grandmother? Wouldn't I want someone to help her? That question made my decision for me. So I walked over, smiled, and asked if she needed a hand. The relief on her face was immediate. I picked up her bags, they were heavier than I expected, and carried them up the stairs. As we walked together, she started telling me about her day, about her family, and even about her favorite recipes. In those 10 minutes, I wasn't just carrying groceries. I was sharing a moment of connection with another human being. When we reached the bus stop, she touched my arm and said, "You have no idea how much this means to me. You've made my day brighter." And you know what? She made my day brighter too. I felt lighter, happier, almost as if her gratitude had given me more energy than a cup of coffee could. That moment stayed with me because it reminded me that acts of kindness don't have to be grand or dramatic. They can be simple, everyday gestures, yet they have the power to transform someone's mood or even their entire outlook. This experience taught me something important. Kindness creates a ripple effect. When someone shows us kindness, we're more likely to pass it on. And when we choose to help, even when it feels inconvenient, we often end up receiving just as much as we give. So here's my question for you today. Can you remember a time when someone helped you unexpectedly? Or when you chose to help someone else? How did that moment change the way you felt? Take a few minutes to think about it. Or even better, share your story with a friend. Because when we talk about kindness, we make it grow. 4. Have you ever made a difficult decision? Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, Jessica. I'm doing well, thanks. I'm really looking forward to today's topic. It's something everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. So, the topic is a difficult decision you made. Life is full of choices, but some decisions are harder than others. They can even shape who we become. Mark, can you share one difficult decision you had to make?
Sure. I think the hardest decision I ever made was choosing whether to study abroad. When I got the offer to go to another country for university, I was excited, but also terrified. It meant leaving my family, my friends, and everything familiar to me.
I can see how that would feel overwhelming. What made it so difficult?
Well, on one hand, I knew it was a big opportunity. I could learn new skills, improve my English, and experience another culture. But on the other hand, I was really close to my family. I worried about feeling lonely or failing or not fitting in.
That sounds like a real inner conflict. So, how did you finally make the decision?
I spent weeks thinking about it. I talked to my parents, my teachers, and even some students who had studied abroad before. In the end, I asked myself one question. If I don't take this chance now, will I regret it later? And the answer was yes. So I decided to go.
That's a powerful way to think about it. Asking yourself about future regret. And how did it turn out?
The first few months were really hard. I missed home so much and everything felt strange. But slowly I made friends, got used to the culture, and started to enjoy the independence. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions of my life.
That's inspiring. And I think your story shows that sometimes the most difficult decisions lead to the most growth.
I agree. What about you, Jessica? Can you tell us about a tough decision you had to make?
Sure. For me, it was deciding to leave my first job. It was stable and paid well, but I wasn't happy. I felt stuck and I wanted to try something new. The problem was I didn't know if I would succeed in a new field, and I was afraid of disappointing my family.
That's a really tough position. How did you deal with the fear?
Honestly, I struggled for months. I made a list of pros and cons, I talked with friends, and I thought about what kind of life I wanted. Finally, I realized that if I stayed, I would always wonder, what if? So, I quit.
That must have taken a lot of courage.
It did, and the beginning was not easy at all. I had to learn new skills, start over, and face rejection. But in the end, it gave me confidence and opened new opportunities I never expected.
So both of our stories show that difficult decisions are never easy in the moment, but they can lead to growth and new opportunities.
That's true. Tough choices can feel frightening, but they often help us discover who we are and what we really want in life.
To our listeners, think about a difficult decision you made. How did it affect you? And if you want extra practice, try telling your story in English. It's a great way to improve your speaking skills.
5. 3 simple ways to handle stress. Today, I want to talk about something we've all felt at one point or another. Stress. You know that feeling? Your heart racing over a deadline? Your shoulders tight? Your mind spinning with a million things at once? Yeah, that's stress. And the tricky part is it sneaks up on us in so many ways. Sometimes it's obvious, but other times it's in the little everyday pressures we barely notice until we're completely overwhelmed. So, why does stress happen? Well, basically, stress is your body and mind reacting to pressure. And let's be real, pressures are everywhere. At work, it might be tight deadlines, a heavy workload, or complicated projects that just don't end. I've definitely been there, juggling multiple tasks, back-to-back meetings, and clients constantly sending messages. It felt like running on a hamster wheel, and no matter what I did, my brain just wouldn't switch off. I remember one particular week when everything hit at once. 3 big projects due, 2 back-to-back meetings every day, and clients messaging at all hours. By Thursday, I was just sitting at my desk staring at my screen, unable to focus, shoulders so tense I could barely move. That's when it hit me. Stress wasn't just in my head, it was physically wearing me down. Stress isn't only about work, though. Personal life can pile on, too. Family responsibilities, finances, keeping relationships healthy, or even just feeling like you're not doing enough. And let's not forget the small, everyday things. Traffic, long lines, tech glitches, emails piling up. All of it stacks up. And suddenly your mental and emotional load feels way heavier than it should. I've noticed a lot of stress comes from our mindset, too. We overthink, focus on what could go wrong, replay conversations, worry about how others see us, or feel guilty for taking a break. Our brains are wired to anticipate danger, which made sense back in the day, but nowadays it just keeps us in a constant low-level state of stress. Stress doesn't just live in your head. For me, it shows up in my body. Tight shoulders, headaches, trouble sleeping. Sometimes I either eat way too much or forget to eat at all. It messes with your mood, too, making you irritable, anxious, or impatient. Mentally, even small decisions feel huge, focus drops, motivation disappears, and sometimes it just feels impossible to get anything done. Chronic stress can even affect your immune system, your heart, and memory. Stress is your body's alarm system, but if it's always ringing, it starts wearing you down instead of helping you. Emotionally, stress can make you feel isolated. I've had nights where I just wanted to hide under a blanket, feeling like I couldn't handle anything, even though I totally could. Mental, emotional, and physical stress together is powerful and exhausting. So, how do we actually release stress? Over the years, I've tried a lot of things, and here's what works best for me. 1. Move your body. Exercise is one of the quickest ways to relieve stress, and you don't need to run a marathon. Walking, stretching, yoga, or even dancing around your room works. Moving releases tension in your muscles and triggers endorphins, your brain's natural mood boosters. I find that even a short walk after a hectic day clears my head and resets my focus. 2. Practice mindfulness or deep breathing. Even a few minutes of focusing on your breath can calm your nervous system almost immediately. Sit quietly, close your eyes, breathe slowly and deliberately. Notice how your body feels, let go of racing thoughts, and just be present. 5 minutes of this can make a huge difference in how grounded and in control you feel. 3. Connect and share. Stress feels heavier when you carry it alone. Talking to someone you trust, a friend, family member, or coworker, can be incredibly relieving. You don't always need advice. Sometimes just being heard is enough. Feeling connected reminds your brain you're supported, which naturally reduces stress. Stress is inevitable, but how we respond makes all the difference. Notice it, understand it, and take deliberate steps to release it. Everyone's method will be a little different, and that's okay. You need to find what works for you. Remember, your health and well-being are just as important as deadlines, tasks, or responsibilities. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. Breathe, move, connect, do what you love, and make space for yourself. The next time stress shows up, don't fight it or ignore it. Acknowledge it, understand why it's there, and take steps to release it. Little by little, day by day, you can manage stress instead of letting it manage you. And one last thing. Life's short. Stress is part of it, sure, but it doesn't have to steal your joy. Give yourself permission to pause, breathe, and be gentle with yourself. You absolutely deserve that. 6. 4 ways to overcome fear of failure. Hey, Peter, great to have you back.
Yo, Jessica, thanks for the warm welcome. I'm pumped to dive into this. Fear of failure's a big one, right?
Oh, totally. I mean, I've had moments where I'm like, what if I mess this up? What's the wildest failure fear you've ever had, Peter?
Yep, good one. Probably when I started coaching, I was terrified my first client would think I was a fraud. My brain was like, they're going to laugh you out of the room. You ever get that, Jess?
Yes. Like when I launched this podcast, I was convinced no one would listen. So, what's the deal? Why does our brain freak out over failure?
It's our survival wiring. Avoiding risk kept us alive way back. Now it just makes us overthink. Failure feels like a personal attack, but it's really just data. Like you bomb an episode, you learn, you get better.
Okay, failure is data. I'm stealing that. So how do we actually get past this fear? Give me something I can try tomorrow.
Reframe it, Jess. See failure as a stepping stone. I had a client who flopped a big pitch. She was crushed, but we broke it down. What worked? What didn't? Next time, she crushed it. Try asking, what's the worst that can happen? Usually, it's not that bad.
I like that. I'm imagining bombing an interview. Worst case, I learn and move on. Okay, what's another way to kick fear to the curb?
Break it down, baby steps. Big goals scare us silly. Want to write a book? Don't stress about the bestseller list. Just write one page. Jess, what's something you've been putting off because it feels too big?
Oh, you're calling me out. Probably a video series for the podcast. Feels huge. So I'd start with what? Filming one clip?
Exactly. One clip, done. You'll feel unstoppable. Next tip. Be your own cheerleader. Self-compassion is key. If you mess up, don't go all, I'm the worst. Talk to yourself like you talk to me. Kindly. You're tough on yourself, Jess, aren't you?
Guilty. Okay, so I'll try being nicer to myself. What else you got?
Visualize the win. Picture yourself nailing that video series, Jess. See the views rolling in. It tricks your brain into confidence. I do this before every talk I give. Works like a charm.
Ooh, I'm seeing it now. Me, a viral sensation. Last one, Peter. Hit me with it.
Get your squad. Surround yourself with people who gas you up. My mentor pushed me through my early flops. Who's your hype crew, Jess?
My best friend and honestly, listeners like you all. Okay, Peter. This is gold. Reframe failure. Take baby steps. Be kind to yourself. Visualize success and lean on your people. Listeners, try one of these and DM us your wins. Peter, you're a star. Thanks.
Anytime, Jess. Let's all fail forward together.
7. Improve your life with simple habits. Today's topic is one I'm genuinely passionate about. The idea that small, consistent habits can lead to remarkable long-term change. And to explore this, I'm joined by Lisa and her partner David. Hey guys.
Hey, I've been looking forward to this one. I used to think life improvement came from big goals or major changes. But honestly, it's the tiny, repeatable actions that made the real difference for me.
Exactly. The older I get, the more I realize that consistency beats intensity. Anyone can do something extreme for a few days, but small habits done every day, that's where the magic happens.
Well said. So let's jump in. Lisa, what's one small habit you started that genuinely improved your life?
For me, it started with drinking a full glass of water every morning before doing anything else. It sounds almost too simple, but it helped me feel more alert, less sluggish, and even reduce my cravings during the day.
Yeah, I've tried that too. It's surprisingly effective. For me, a habit that changed my mornings was planning my top 3 tasks the night before. I wake up knowing exactly what I need to focus on, and it stops me from wasting time or feeling overwhelmed.
I like that. One of my favorite micro habits is making the bed right after I get up. It's quick, but it gives me a tiny win first thing in the day. And it just makes my space feel calmer.
Oh, yes. It's like telling yourself, you're in charge of your day. I also started writing down 3 things I'm grateful for before I go to sleep. It sounds cheesy, but it rewired my brain to notice the positives, even on stressful days.
Gratitude is powerful. I added a twist to that. I also write down one small thing I did well during the day, even if it's minor, like sticking to my workout or saying no to something that drained me.
I love that. It shifts your mindset from not enough to I'm making progress. Another thing I've been doing is putting my phone in another room 1 hour before bedtime. I didn't realize how much it affected my sleep and focus.
That's a tough one, but such a game changer. I've done something similar. Instead of scrolling through social media in bed, I now read 5 pages of a physical book. It helps me wind down and feel like I'm learning, not just consuming.
Here's one that helped me personally: prepping my clothes and lunch the night before. It saves me from rushing around in the morning and helps me stick to healthier choices.
What I love about all these habits is that they're not hard. They're just easy to overlook. But when done consistently, they add up to something really meaningful.
Totally. You don't need to change your life overnight. But if you stack small, intentional habits, you'll wake up months later in a better place. Mentally, emotionally, physically.
And if you miss a day, that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Just get back on track the next day.
That's the perfect way to put it. Let's quickly recap a few of the habits we talked about today. 1. Drink water first thing in the morning. 2. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. 3. Plan your top 3 tasks the night before. 4. Make your bed. 5. Read 5 pages before bed. 6. Keep your phone out of the bedroom. 7. Prepare clothes and lunch in advance. 8. Acknowledge one thing you did well each day. Which of these will you try first? Or do you have your own mini habit that's helped you? Share it in the comments. We'd love to hear.
Thanks for listening. And remember, small habits can lead to big transformations if you give them time.
You've just finished our B2 English listening practice. I hope these conversations helped you reflect on your own journey and expand your English vocabulary at the same time. Remember, improving your English is also a form of self-growth. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep moving forward. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends who are also learning English. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on the 5 Minute English Podcast.